Matt Miguez has plenty on his mind, and he's ready to share it with the world. It's time to hear the Miguez Mindset.
Welcome into another edition of the Miguez Mindset here on a Wednesday morning. Matt Miguez, fresh off of a Houston Astros 6-5 win over the Miami Marlins last night. Kyle Tucker continues his dominating run of form as of late. Another home run on his resume. He goes 2 for 4 last night, now hitting .296 on the season. Jose Altuve going 1 for 1 in his one plate appearance. He's at .326 now for the season. He's been dominant as well, named AL Player of the Week for last week, where he hit a league best .520 on the week. I mean, that's just absolutely insane. We'll dive into Jose Altuve, though, in just a little bit. I really want to focus on Kyle Tucker for a second, because when you look at his numbers, according to Baseball Reference, he is the top player on the Astros right now. He has a WAR of 3.7, which means that if they put somebody else in his position, the Astros would drop about 4 games more than they already are. So they're saying that Kyle Tucker alone accounts for about 3.74 wins above anybody that would play in his position other than him. Look, his contract's coming up. Obviously, right now, he's signed through 2023. He's going to have to go to arbitration this offseason if they don't get a deal done in the next couple of days. And look, I think that's probably going to be the Astros' move right now, is to just have him go through arbitration, because he's not eligible for free agency until 2026. So if you're the Astros, look, you're going to go to arbitration. You're going to deal with this. You would like to get a deal done, but at the same time, you've got some expensive contracts on your books right now that might not be there in 2026. Jose Altuve is a big name that jumps out. I mean, Jose's 33, 34. How much longer is he going to be able to play? Jose Abreu probably won't be there in 2026. His contract's going to be off the books. There's going to be some things. Justin Verlander won't be there in 2026. So I think the Astros are just trying to – it's not a matter of they don't want to pay Kyle Tucker. I think it's more of a, hey, let's let some of our finances free up so that we can turn that money into Kyle Tucker. And I think Kyle Tucker understands that. I don't think that there's any ill will between the two. I expect Kyle Tucker to be playing for the Astros for a very long time. But look, I mean, if you just look at his last 5 games for the Astros, he's got 6 hits in the last 5 games. I mean, playing very, very well this season. Like I said, .296 on the year so far. He was an all-star for the 2nd straight season. You've got 23 home runs, 89 RBIs so far. He's well on pace to beat his numbers from the previous 2 years, where he hit 30 home runs in each of the last 2 seasons with 92 and then 107 RBIs. He's got 24 stolen bases, which is one off of his career best. He's only been caught stealing 3 times, and he has one of the lowest strikeout numbers of his career, only 65 strikeouts so far in 119 games. Kyle Tucker has been a really special player that, if you're not an Astros fan, it's probably flown under the radar for you. Everybody wants to talk about Jose Altuve and how well he's played. Everybody wants to talk about Yordan Alvarez whenever he's hot. But, man, Kyle Tucker might be one of the hottest batters in all of baseball right now. The Astros have played really well over the last couple of games. I know they dropped that 5-1 game the other night to Miami. But look, that's going to happen. That's baseball. But the way you played against the Angels, beating them 11-3 twice, and then you dropped the last one 2-1 again. It's baseball. But when you look at the Astros, they're still second in the AL West, having a very strong season thus far. Not the typical Astros season that we have seen as of late. They are currently 69-52 on the season, 36-26 on the road after that win last night over Miami. I'm really interested to see how the next 6 weeks go as you get closer and closer to the playoffs. The Astros are 3.5 games back of the Rangers right now. And honestly, I'm wondering if the Astros just kind of say, okay, we may not win the division, but we could still make a run in the postseason. Obviously, you'll have to do it from the wild card spot, but I'm wondering if the Astros almost look at that as a better opportunity for this particular group rather than trying to exhaust so many different options and so many different tactics just to catch the Rangers. Look, 3.5 games is not a lot, I agree. But at the same time, if the Rangers continue to play as well as they are, they're going to continue to separate themselves. Even if the Astros are winning, if the Rangers are winning, it's still going to stay at that 3.5 game threshold. So I'm wondering at what point do the Astros just kind of say, okay, look, it is what it is. We'll take second place in the division this year. The Rangers will find a way to choke because they typically do. Maybe we just run it from the wild card spot and see what plays out. And look, let's be really honest about something else as well. If the Astros don't win the World Series this year, is that really the end of the world? I know that's the goal. Obviously, you want to win the World Series every year. But with how dominant the Astros have been over the last 5 or 6 years, as our Kevin Foote likes to say, would a medicine season really be that bad? Look, if you make it to the ALCS and you're competitive and you just fall a little bit short to a really good team, maybe it's the Texas Rangers that you fall short to. Look, it is what it is. You bounce back next year. You still have a very young core with Alex Bregman being only 29, Kyle Tucker being in his mid-20s, Yordan Alvarez as well. Your key guys are young. Jose Altuve still got a couple years left in the tank. You've got a lot of young minor league prospects waiting in the wings. Yanir Diaz has been great this year. Jeremy Pena is finally starting to come around a little bit. Chas McCormick in center field has been great. Maybe there's hints that you could be getting Michael Brantley back. Had a rehab assignment last night with Sugarland, hit a home run, looked like Uncle Mike again. So who knows? Maybe he's closer to coming back to the baseball field for the Astros at least, than we thought that he was. Their next game is tonight at 5:40 when they take on the Marlins yet again to close that series out. And then we'll see how the rest of the month shakes out for the Houston Astros. The other guy I wanted to get to while we were talking about the Astros is Jose Altuve. Got hurt during the World Baseball Classic, missed the first 2.5 months of the season. But then he turns around, and once he finally got things going, he's been phenomenal, hitting .326. He's got 13 doubles, 9 home runs, 28 RBIs, 12 stolen bases. He's only struck out 36 times, and he's only played 50 games. So, you're talking about a guy that has missed well over half the season. Will only play, he may not even get to 100 games at this point. So look, I think that there's a very strong case to make for Jose Altuve being one of the top 3 best players on this team this year, especially the run that he's been on as of late. A 14-game hitting streak just got snapped the other day. He's catching fire at the right time, and you want a guy like Jose Altuve in your leadoff spot to be hot come the playoffs, because you've seen what he can do when he's hot come playoff time. So I think that's important for the Astros. You look at Jose, an 8-time All-Star, a league MVP back in 2017, the year the Astros won the World Series. I think that this is going to be a very strong run for him down the back stretch. But also, I think the biggest message with Jose Altuve is just enjoy what you're getting, because, time is running out. He's played 13 years already. He is not going to be able to play in the MLB forever. He's 33 years old. He's going to be 34 at the start of next season. I'm giving him maybe 3 more years with some of the injuries that he's faced before he's probably ready to hang it up. So, you got to enjoy where you're at right now with Jose Altuve and what he's giving you, because very similar to Craig Biggio, you're kind of noticing that the things are starting to come to an end. You noticed that with Craig in his last couple of years. And once he got that 3,000th hit, you really started to see that the things were winding down for him. So Jose Altuve 7 hits away right now from 2,000. We'll see what he's able to do again over the next 6 weeks as the season winds down and we head towards the MLB playoffs. Also, talking college football real quick, some LSU news. Denver Harris was not seen at practice yesterday. There's some speculation about his status. Mason Smith suffered an injury over the weekend, nothing serious. He was off to the side doing some work yesterday. Interesting to see what develops out of that. And, as they prepare to take on Florida State here in just a couple of weeks over in Orlando to open the 2023 season. They were placed 5th in the preseason AP poll. Jaden Daniels was named to the Manning Award watch list. The Manning Award going to the best quarterback in the country. So, look, there's a lot of exciting things happening for LSU, a lot of expectations after their 10-win season in year number 1 under Brian Kelly. We'll wait and see how things shake out over the next couple of days as, once again, the season's right around the corner, a little less than 3 weeks away from kickoff in Orlando. Louisiana Raging Cajuns as well. They host Northwestern State on September 2nd to open the season. We'll bring you an update on them as well later on this week and into next week here on the Miguez Mindset. Don't forget to go subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESPN Southwest Louisiana and follow us on social media at ESPN_SWLA. We'll be back on Friday talking the FedEx Cup and another update on college football as well as the Saints as they prepare to go to Los Angeles for the second preseason game against the Los Angeles Chargers. This has been another edition of the Miguez Mindset right here on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles.